On this show, we cover some sensitive topics.
Though the obituaries may be outlandish, the people are real.
Names have been changed or omitted in order to respect both the deceased and the survived by.
While death is no laughing matter, some petty last words can provide some pretty entertaining comic relief.
Welcome to Obituary. Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
And this
is
our 1
year
anniversary. Happy anniversary, Geoffs.
Happy anniversary, you guys. You stuck it out with us.
For an entire 365 days.
That's 52 episodes.
52 weeks, baby.
Oh my gosh, you guys are the best.
It's so wild to me. I mean, some of you have stuck it out even longer. Mm-hmm. If you remember, if you recall, well, first of all, if you're new here, this is not the episode to start with.
No.
This is going to be an obituary extravaganza,
where we are going to take a look back at a year's worth of our episodes with you guys.
I'm so excited for this.
Me too. It is so fun to reminisce and to see how far our little girlie has come.
And I feel like it's just going to be a little loosey-goosey today, and I'm excited about that.
Yes, me too.
I mean, not that it's ever so buttoned up, but
I know.
You guys know that already. But for those of you who have been around even prior, you were probably part of Obituary Patreon, which is how this show started out back in January of 2020, right? Or 2021.
2021. It was a 6-month, every other week.
That's crazy.
Yes.
It was only every other week.
Yeah.
We pulled up an old episode that we were like, let's try and find the oldest one we can find. And we were like, how long is it? And it was like, I don't know, 20 minutes long or something.
Oh my God. And to think now it's
fucking 2 hours.
Yeah.
But we love it.
We love it. It is so funny to hear. I mean, you are a professional, but to hear myself, I was like, oh my God. But you were gross out of the gate.
Yes. You were talking about waxing your mustache from day one.
Should we play them a little clip?
Sure. Attention cult babes, it's your cult leader Spencer Henry speaking, and I'm so excited to introduce our new Patreon exclusive mini pod, Obituary. What's Obituary, you ask? Well, let me tell you a little story. When I was a wee cult leader, I could not wait for the Sunday paper. I'd reach for the exclusive last page of the newspaper, the obituaries. You can keep your Garfield comics, I don't want them. It's honestly probably the beginnings of a long time fascination with the macabre. From comical to shady to straight up bizarre, my co-host Madison, who most of you know by now, will join me as we share with each other an outlandish obituary each week. And we also talk about some pretty dumb criminals. So Madison, do you want to say hi?
Hello.
I'm so excited that you're doing this with me.
I am so excited to be here. I usually watch you record your show, and I'm just so happy that I can sit here with you and do it too.
You're at the big kid table.
I'm at the big kid table.
Don't fuck it up. You're gonna have.
I'm gonna try not.
You're gonna have to go back to the garage.
I know.
So Madison, how long have we known each other?
Gosh, a whole decade almost? No. 7 years?
For those of you who don't know, we're 7'10".
Mm-hmm. No, you're a little taller.
A little taller. So
We're
you're
about 6'8".
6'8". Both so
Hairless.
We are hairless.
I did not have to pluck my mustache or my beard before coming over here.
No.
No, we're beautiful.
We're what they call the beautiful people. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so I know what you're thinking. Why do I want to sit here and listen to two beautiful model actors,
writers, photographers,
philanthropists, charities,
chefs, comedians,
fitness influencers,
Aerobic instructors.
boss babes. Hello, we both
Hello.
we both own multiple companies. We are boss babes, and we have our own businesses.
So what we do is we actually, it's kind of in the shape of a triangle.
A triangle structure.
Pyramid, if you will. And we sell stuff.
We sell from essential oils to hair conditioner.
Health shakes.
Probably you're thinking models? What do they know about anything? Listen.
Well, we read the newspaper.
We read the newspaper too. Okay, stars, they're just like us.
They're just like us.
Okay, so I actually really am excited about this. Obituaries are one of my favorite pastimes. And I don't know what it is. I feel like, especially when you're a kid, I feel like obituaries were one of those things where anything death related, I feel like really you kind of latch onto, or you're like, I'm not supposed to know this. Like, I'm not supposed to look at this right now.
Yeah. I also think it's like when we're all gone, we want to leave behind some sort of legacy or have good things said about us. We don't want it to be like, oh, she was an asshole, you know?
Well, I hope I don't write your obituary. We've had so many changes, including our intro song. We know you all love our unreleased intro, but did you know there was a Patreon obituary theme song before obituary was even really a thing?
And then when we found out we were becoming a real show, Spencer commissioned a little song for us.
How could we forget? We've only probably played it once on this show.
People ask for us to send them it as a ringtone.
It's so highly requested.
So highly requested.
I think it's also kind of the antithesis of the song that we have now, or the song that we ended up going with, which is so like kind of vintage happy.
Right, which is what you asked for.
Right. That is what I asked for initially. And I gave all types of descriptions. I actually have messages with the person that I placed the order with. Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
I was like, hi, I'm launching a new podcast. Was wondering if you'd be interested in writing the intro/outro. I've never used Fiverr before. I was like, I just want a little jingle, just some instrumental to throw on for the outro and intro.
Wait, you said instrumental. That had lyrics.
Oh no, I said, okay, write/record a little jingle and then some instrumental to throw on for the outro, which I don't think came because we only got lyrics. And then I was like, the show's going to be called Obituary, and it's hosted by myself and my friend Madison. Each week we read strange or scathing obituaries and talk about dumb criminals and other weird stuff. Like, okay, if you're down, let me know what package I should order. And so I paid for it, and they were like, oh, I love it. I love it. Can you tell me what emotion the tune should convey, the style you're looking for? And I was like, honestly, just looking for kind of a vintage vibe, but whatever you come up with.
Oh, God. So he said, all right, we'll go full metal.
And this is what we ended up with.
The fact that we're all gonna die is not enough to satisfy some folk. They have to improvise till death itself feels justified. Oh, bitch, oh, bitch, oh, bitch, oh, bitch, oh, obituary.
Oh my God.
It
Still makes me laugh.
It's so good.
It's so good. I couldn't think of our show having that intro as much as I love it.
That's why I think it's so funny, because I feel like it doesn't
go at
fit.
all.
I don't know. I think it kind of speaks to us,
right?
Our theme song, because I feel like our theme song now is, like I said, it has a little bit of a vintage vibe, but then once you get in, you're like, oh, they're just idiots talking about very macabre topics.
Yes.
Which is
digestible.
Us. That's us.
That is us.
The other one is not us. The other one is like too edgy for
Too edgy.
too edgy for us.
Too edgy. But you know what? We love it, and it will go down in obituary history.
It sure will, Madison. It sure will. I feel like we're doing like a variety show right now.
I love it.
I'm so excited.
Me too. Do you remember when we used to play little games on Patreon and we would do the obituary generator?
Yes, we would play MASH. We would do all kinds of things, which how fun would it be to bring back MASH on obituary?
Yes.
God, that was a good time. Our entire way of doing things has really changed so much. Mm-hmm. Well, especially there was like a big transition between starting and where the show is now, because coffin spinners were something that we created much later on that have sort of become these massive deep dives. And on episode 21, we introduced side bitches to make sure we were getting to share as many of our favorite obituaries as we could. I know last week we said that we were going to start doing a bonus obituary on whoever wasn't going first. And since I'm going first this week, did you follow through with a bonus obituary?
I sure did.
Hey, baby, let's hear it.
I loved the show Breaking Bad, and I was so excited to see that they have an official obituary for Walter White.
That's the guy, the actor, what's his name?
Brian.
Wilson from the Beach Boys.
Brian Austin
Cranston.
Green. Cranston, yeah.
Brian Cranston. I really like him.
Yeah, he's an incredible actor. All right, so here it goes.
Breaking Bad fans, listen up.
Yes. Walter White, a.k.a. Heisenberg, 52, of Albuquerque, died Sunday after a long battle with lung cancer and a gunshot wound. A co-founder of Gray Matter, White was a research chemist who taught high school chemistry and later founded a meth manufacturing empire. He is survived by his wife, Skylar Lambert, son, Walter Flynn Jr., and daughter, Holly. A private memorial was held by his family. In lieu of flowers, donations can be made to a drug abuse prevention charity of your choice. He will be greatly missed.
Aww. I have to say, I feel like this show, there's not a lot of people that you can spend as much time with as we spend with one another.
Absolutely.
And it is crazy to me because I feel like Obituary has only made us even closer.
I know. And you always hear, like, don't mix business with pleasure and, like, you know,
or business and friendship.
Yeah, it has absolutely been so easy to work with each other, and I could not imagine doing it with anybody else.
No. Oh my God, absolutely not. If you would have told yourself a year ago, like, hey, this would be your full-time job, would you even believe it?
Absolutely not. I thought I would be doing makeup for the rest of my life, which, you know what's funny? Okay, so I went to college for radio, TV, and film. I loved radio. That's like why I went. I was like, I took all the radio classes, right? But I like wasn't super interested in it. Like, I didn't want to work at a radio station. I didn't want to do any of that. Like, for some reason, I was lost. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew makeup. That was always my thing. And then I think I was talking about it with my sister the other day. Like, I really can't believe that this is what I get to do now. And she's like, well, you went to school for radio. Isn't that kind of weird? Like, now you're kind of doing an outlet like that.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show, like, life sometimes will fucking present you with exactly what you need.
And sometimes when you're working on something and you're like, I feel like this isn't worth it. I feel like I don't even think this is for me. Who knows? Because years later, it could pop up in a totally different way than you ever would have thought.
And you know what? I never had that feeling about Obituary. It was always like, even if it wasn't what I could do for a living at that time, like maybe when we were on Patreon, but I still loved it. I still wanted to keep doing it. And
you stuck it out, which is honestly, I'll say it's hard because I started with Cult Leader, obviously, on my podcasting journey back in 2018. Completely also started as just like a side hobby, and I wasn't able to pursue it full time until until right around the time we started Obituary, just to see how all of that has changed, especially in the past year, which we're so grateful. We're so grateful to our network. We're so grateful to Ash and Elena from Morbid.
Yes.
It is really incredible that we get to do this as a job. It feels like gross to talk about. We hate talking about any of that shit. We like to just clown on ourselves, but it really is incredible, and I'm proud of what we've grown together.
I know we say all that like we're so proud, but then we talk about fucking boners. And
Yeah. That's keeping it real.
we keep it real. Sometimes we look at each other like, this is our job.
I know. I'll like email you and I'll be like, hey, can you send me a picture of that that skeleton with a boner? I need to upload it here. But hey, if we can do it, you guys can do it.
Well, you're truly the...
No, if we can do it...
No, let me say this.
No.
You are truly the hardest working, most creative, genuinely, like, most generous...
Okay, that's enough. We're cutting this.
No, we're not cutting this. Person that I know, and the fact that you taught me everything is like the most valuable thing. I learned more from you than I ever did at Cal State Fullerton, baby.
Oh, suck it, Cal State Fullerton. God, you're gonna make me cry. What are you trying to do here? Make it weird.
Let's move on. Enough about me and you. Truly, the fucking MVPs are you guys.
Oh.
Spencer has told me, like, he's gotten some rude messages. Truly, I have not experienced anything from you guys like that. Other than the occasional, okay, her laugh is fucking annoying. You guys have been so wonderful.
Everyone's been so great, honestly. I mean, there's just always going to be secret haters.
Little trolls.
Losers. Sorry. If you just saying mean shit online.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Embarrassing for you.
Really
Not
embarrassing.
for me.
No.
We really have had just a very nice journey. We're enjoying the ride, and we're going to ride this baby through to the fucking end.
Ride it into the ground.
Yeah, we're going to ride it right into the ground.
Well, should we start going through some episodes?
Yeah, so what we're going to do is basically just talk about all of our episodes that we've done. I guess we'll start with the first episode, aptly titled, Oh Bitch, Here We Go.
Here we go. And this one, we talked about the infamous bowling casket.
I forgot about that. From Best Funeral Ever was the name of the show. Do you guys remember?
If you don't, we'll refresh your memory.
When Judy Sunday passed away in 2013, her family and friends preferred to bowl instead of ball. Ooh. They held a memorial at her favorite bowling alley where they spelled R.I.P. Judy with the bowling pins, and then they knocked them down with her dolly-mounted casket. Oh no.
Oh no! What? She was on wheels?
Yeah.
They pushed her?
Yeah, the casket was on wheels and they just, hey.
Oh God, what a sight to see.
Strike. So here's something you guys may not know. Every Thursday, Madison and I have dinner together. Well, we usually have dinner together probably a few nights a week, but definitely on Thursdays after we record, we have a routine and it changes. Sometimes we'll go to Swingers. A lot of times we'll go to In-N-Out and grab In-N-Out and then come back to my house and just...
We sit in our chairs, probably 1 foot from the television, and just stuff our faces and watch shows and just go in on everybody on the TV.
Yes,
like we are old crotchety bitches.
We just sit there and just talk shit, but we love watching things like Best Funeral Ever or My Strange Addiction. I mean, we just love it. And that's kind of our Thursday routines, which are honestly one of my favorite nights of the week.
Me too.
Because even after recording, even after spending hours sitting together in my office, we'll like go to the living room and it's an entirely new thing. It's like we're just like getting to hang out. I can't tell you, I mean, how many of you would stay hours after work just to hang out with your coworkers? That's how you know they're real ones.
Oh yeah.
What else did we talk about in that episode?
Last wills and testaments we talked about, and then we talked about death stroking.
Oh yeah, baby. Stroke it.
Stroke it. That one also had probably one of my favorite obituaries that you ever did.
Which one was it?
It was that man, his nickname was Chubby, and he had a wife and a whole other family.
Yes, the one who was exposed as a cheater in the afterlife.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, that was a good one.
Next, we had episode number 2, Find a Different Hole.
Our names truly are something else.
Truly. We talked about body farms, which was so interesting.
How could we? That's honestly one of my favorite things that we got to learn about on the show so far.
Yes, body farms. And then, do you remember moirologists?
The professional mourners, right?
Yep.
Love it. And this is actually surprising that I can remember because we've talked about a lot of different subjects on here. It's hard to remember.
I know. Then we went on to a digital get down.
Why was it called that? Do you remember?
Because of the digits.
Oh, that was the one where I answered the infamous question, does your hair and nails continue to grow after death?
Yes. And I talked about famous last words, but then also I believe that we incorporated some more digits because my dumb criminal was a woman who was naked in a car lot.
You have to play that
Fingering
clip.
herself. Okay, here we go. Mine takes place in Minnesota.
Minnesota. Sweetest accents.
I know.
So nice.
Some sweet criminals. Let me tell you.
Okay.
On May 9th of this year, 2021,
A recent.
a very recent one, at around 1:30 in the afternoon, Blue Earth County, Minnesota dispatch was receiving 911 calls about a woman that looked like she was under the influence but happy.
Oh.
A happy
They said
influencer.
she's happy?
Yeah, people were like, she looks like she's doing fine, but we can tell she might be on something. Apparently, she was walking around a store that sold vehicles. It didn't say a car dealership, so a vehicle store. But she was hopping in and out of different vehicles that weren't hers. They did not belong to her. She had no business getting in these vehicles.
But it was a car store?
It was a place where they would sell auto parts, I think, and do like maintenance.
Okay.
So she was hopping in and out of these cars. Now, I get it. If she was intoxicated, maybe someone should just go up to her and tell her to leave. Maybe management, like, hey, you can't be getting into other people's cars. Can you please leave? We can tell you're under the influence. But the only problem was that she was fully naked. She was in her birthday suit.
Love it.
When the police arrived, the information from the bystanders was that this woman was now in a gold-colored Pontiac SUV.
Sure.
So the officers approached and noticed that the side door was open, but nobody was in it, and it was put in neutral. So they couldn't find her until they looked about
Where was she?
15 feet away.
Where was she?
They looked 15 feet away, and they saw a Chevy Silverado.
Ooh, baby.
And the officers noticed that the rear driver's side door was open and there were 2 little feet dangling out.
Hi, girlie.
Officers approached and discovered this woman was laying on the floor of the second row of seats. She was still fully naked and her feet were up in the air. And she was digitally penetrating her vagina.
Digitally?
Okay. You're gonna feel so stupid because I felt so dumb. I kept racking my brain. I'm like, what does digitally mean? Like, was she playing The Sims? Did she have like a VR headset on? Like, what
Well, I
was
was like,
digital?
is it one of those vibrators that like connects to your phone?
No, digital penetration means using your digits. Like your fingers.
What?
You know what they call your fingers
No,
digits?
I've never heard of... No, fuck that. That's
yeah. So she was digitally
Bullshit.
penetrating her vagina.
Why not just say she was, finger banging herself on the floor of a
They can't
Silverado?
put that.
It's the news, babe. You can do whatever you want.
Officers asked her name while she was laying there, and she said, I'm Jennifer Weber from Arlington.
Oh, she'd let them know.
Her real name was Jennifer Dory Weber, and she was a 35-year-old woman. Still, she was very nice.
She actually talked to them for about an hour before EMTs got there, and the whole time she was masturbating
Cool.
while talking. She was happy and pleasant. She had told the officers that she thought she was in a car in St. Petersburg, and so the cops were like, well, what are you doing here in Blue Earth County then? And she said, to please the boys.
She said, I'm doing it for the boys in blue.
So she continued to masturbate, continued to talk. The officers
They didn't apprehend her? They didn't, like, put her in handcuffs?
I know.
That seems odd.
I'm like, why were they just sitting there? But yes, so at the end of this, she is charged for indecent exposure, narcotics possession, because they saw a spoon and like a substance that looked like meth. So I think that they were just trying to wait for the EMT to get here to make sure she was okay before they could arrest her. She was arrested, sent to the hospital, and to a detox facility.
So good.
So good, Spencer. But the next one is where the infamous Lady Di was introduced.
Oh, how could we forget?
And your coffin spinner was the dancing fever.
The dancing plague.
Yep.
I think that's probably one of the episodes where we lost our minds the most when you showed me what Lady Di actually looked like.
She's gorgeous.
I remember we were in my apartment and we were sitting, I think, on the floor.
Yes.
And I just remember you showing me and it just not being what I thought at all. Play the clip.
Fresh and supple. And also, disclaimer. I'm going to show you her picture. And it's fucking...
What?
Because I know you're probably expecting this, like, beautiful...
Do I need to come over to your side? Let me...
Please come over. Come to the other side of the room.
Please hold. Okay, I gotta see this.
Okay. So, this is... Wait, this is considered extremely, like, the most well-preserved...
Oh, no.
I mean, but that is well preserved.
Oh, no.
Her skin.
Oh no, I'm going back to my side of the room. Oh my god. Oh my god. I feel bad. I'm not. Oh my god. Our episode after that, the Audio Boopity Biblioteca, was where we talked about... Well, I believe you actually presented me with a gift in that episode.
I sure did. I presented you with my very own Victorian Harry.
And it was beautiful. And it is in storage somewhere now. You know what else? I remember that was the episode where you read the obituary for Joey Tribbiani.
Yes.
From Friends.
Yes. And is that the episode where you surprised me with a little wig?
At the end. At the end, I bought that.
Can we play that clip?
Yes. What you're about to hear is me while Madison's fully recording, like in recording mode. I did an outfit change where I put on this hat that had a little wig attached to it.
Over by the passenger side rear tires, resulting in his...
Are you wearing a visor? What is that? What is that?
It's my Guy Fieri. It's a visor with hair on it. I wanted to put it on for you, but I didn't know when. It felt right. Oh my god. The next episode is probably, honestly, will go down in history as being one of my favorite coffin spinners that I brought to the table. That was the one with the galvanic reanimation.
Oh my god. We actually revisited a little bit in a future episode.
In next week's episode.
Yes.
And I just remember us dying at the photo chart. Like, remember they had all the different pictures of people, like their faces being electrocuted. They're like, yeah.
They're like, I'm number 4. How about episode 7? It's a shit show. That dumb criminal, Spencer? Well, first of all, we talked about funeral strippers, and that's when we started our deep dive into executions. But the dumb criminal takes the cake.
The bowel movement bandit from Akron, Ohio.
Roll it.
I have an unsolved dumb criminal this week.
Oh, okay.
While we don't know his real identity, he terrorized the city of Akron, Ohio from 2012 to 2015 and was dubbed the bowel movement bandit. Losing it. Just wait. Akron authorities allege that the party pooper left big old dookies
Big old dookies.
on at least 19 parked cars in the Castle Homes neighborhood.
What?
One family had enough after their family vehicle was struck for the 8th time by the diabolical droppings and ended up getting a surveillance camera put in. Another local was furious to find some funky feces on his
Stop with your...
on his children's slide in their front
No.
yard.
No.
Neighbors were pointing fingers at each other left and right. One big blame game. They said,
Imagine that. No, you shit here.
one big blame game, they said, as for who was dropping the slimy steamers.
Slimy Steve.
Luckily, the rumors of who was responsible were put to rest after the suspect was caught on camera Winnie the Poohing it. That's right. Pants off, ass up, and his face says, "You'll never catch me." I'll show you the picture. Lieutenant Rick Edwards of the Akron Police Department told the press, "We need to know who this person is. But as far as I can tell, the Caboose Cannon's owner
Caboose Cannon.
still remains at large and may have ridden the Hershey Highway elsewhere. Back to you. I remember driving to Palm Springs that day, and I think you had uploaded the episode or whatever, and I was like listening to it before we posted it or something. I was listening to the dumb criminal part. I remember sitting in my car cracking up because I couldn't get over your reaction.
It was so good.
I had a thesaurus that day.
You absolutely did.
And then we had Jesus Took the Wheel.
Ooh.
I don't remember. Let's look. We have like a list of our episodes in front of
Yes.
us. We're just trying to remember. But that was the one. I know that's the one you talked about, Hollydale.
Yes. And also exploding caskets.
Oh, baby, the exploding caskets.
That was our first introduction to King Henry VIII.
When they tried to bury him. Oh my God.
Oh my God, King Henry. Gotta hate him.
King Henry VIII. It's so funny that like, that's what I'm talking about. These things just happen and then they just are.
You never know what'll stick.
Yeah. And
I never thought King Henry, I didn't know who he was.
And now we know more than we ever wanted
He's the
to.
bane of my existence.
Sicko.
Next, we went into Welcome to the Moulin Rouge, where we talked about cremation and water cremation and La Pascualita.
What's the craziest thing about cremation that you've learned so far on the show?
I think the grinding process, you know, at the end, they have the ashes, but like, you know, they grind them up
Uh-huh.
and make them ashes.
Yeah, because they're
Right?
kind of just like,
It's like bones don't, remember bones don't burn, babe.
bones don't burn, babe. How could I forget?
That was probably the craziest because I just had assumed.
It's just been so interesting to learn all of the little details about things. Like the fact that it takes on average an hour and a half to 2 hours. Like I'll never forget that. Like I know now, oh, they can watch a movie during the time it takes to do a cremation. And then you're left with these bone fragments. And then they put them in that blender thing that pulverizes the bones.
Who would have known?
And then of course water cremation, which I still love that as a cremation method, as like one of the more green methods that we've talked about.
Yes, I think it was such a cool thing.
And then La Pascualita, I just remember picturing like, wasn't there a guy?
The guy, this guy in town would take her out dancing.
Yes, I think that's where the
doll.
Moulin Rouge thing came from. Oh my God. And then the next episode is where the name Geoff was born.
Is it Jeff or Geoff? We gotta play that.
You
clip.
gotta play that.
My other dumb criminal is about a 37-year-old Jacksonville, Florida man who entered the Jacksonville Sheriff's Department to turn himself in for killing his friend. Geoff Gaylord said that he...
Wait, how do you spell it? Is it Geoff?
Is it Jeff? Is it Jeff or is it Geoff? What is it? I don't know how to read.
She said Geoff. Is it Geoff?
Yes.
That's Jeff. I can't breathe. Fuck. I'm calling this episode, is it Jeff or Geoff? I fucking can't handle that.
Oh my god.
Imagine. Again, it's one of those things. Who would have known that now all of our lovely friends out there would be now called Geoffs? All because of that.
Proudly Geoff.
And I'll tell you this. I cannot see the name Jeff that's spelled that way anywhere without automatically I'm like Geoff.
Yes, exactly. Well, I never knew, so nothing's changed for me.
You're like, same to me. You're like, what are you talking about, Jeff? Isn't it Geoff?
Well, moving on, we had episode 11, Here Lies Ben Dover and Mike Cunt. Now that one, oh my God, that one we talk about Cotard syndrome.
Still scares me to this day.
Still scares me. It's a syndrome where people essentially feel like they're dead, right?
Yeah, they like believe that they're dead or that they've died and that people aren't telling them. Talk about a thriller. That would make a great book if one of the characters had Cotard syndrome.
Uh-huh. Oh my God. Oh, and then we were introduced to coffin clubs, which was so cute.
Oh.
It's a death positive movement. You build your own coffin. You're part of a club. It's so cool.
We need to re-look into that because I still feel like we should try and find one in LA that we can partake in.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the experience.
I agree. After that came Livin' La Vida Loca, where we did another deep dive into executions and famous last meals. Yum, I am hungry.
Well, you better hold your horses because we're only on episode 13, but thank God we are because episode 13 contains the obituary that we have been sent more than anything else on the planet.
Oh my God.
The obituary.
Obituary. Let's put in a clip.
So, Brenda Tent retired from living at the age of old, surrounded by family and natural causes. It's never not funny. A librarian from birth, Brenda was an avid collector of dust.
Oh,
she
fuck.
had a sweetheart and married her high school.
I'm sorry.
It's funnier for some reason reading it on the show.
I fully read it, but like hearing someone read it is hilarious.
She had a sweetheart and married her high school. She loved having hobbies and helping her sons to be disadvantaged youths. She had no horses, but thought she did. The church gave her a choir because she sang like Bird and looked like Bird, and Brenda was a bird. She owed us so many poems. The funeral will be held in 1977 at Heaven. In lieu of flowers, send Brenda more life.
Oh, Brenda!
It never gets old. It never gets old.
Never gets old.
God, I love it.
Ooh, the next one was Cat Got Your Tongue, episode 14, and we dove into the history of hearses, and you talked about pets eating their owners' corpses.
That's one where I felt really surprised to learn, because do you remember there was like a story about a hamster, I think, in that one.
They like would take the skin and like nestle in it. And...
They built a nest Remember? Give me a
Nasty.
break. Whenever they tell an older person now, like, oh, you should get a pet, you should get a cat, I'm like, well, guess what? They're going to eat you when you die. And then, of course, the next episode was actually really fun because it was our first live show where we came live from San Francisco. That I just remember because we did it in front of an Airstream.
We came out of the Airstream.
Yeah, we came out of the Airstream to our theme song. And if you thought that was something, get ready for our live show.
August 4th, baby.
Irvine Improv. It's coming up around the
Month
corner.
away.
I'm getting so excited.
Me too. I'm getting nervous.
No. Turn that nervous into excitement,
Oh,
girly.
yeah.
But that was so much fun. And I just remember us sitting in the trailer together being like, we're doing it.
We're doing it.
We're doing it. We were like nervous, but also so excited. And it ended up just being such a fun thing. We were like, we can't wait to do
fun.
it again. And
Yes.
now, almost a year later,
Hey, we've got another one.
we've got another one. A little bigger of a venue this time.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh, your favorite game is coming up next. Episode 16, Yahtzee. We talked about a pathologist knife maker, weird marriage laws.
Yes, that's the one where you talked about spouses fighting to the death. We gotta play it.
In medieval Europe, there was something called marital combat, and this was used to solve domestic disputes. And it was like what it says, like it was a real combat. It was a fucking fight to the death, literally, between a husband and wife. And
To solve disputes?
yes, and there are little diagrams and drawings of what it looked like, and we'll post it because it's hilarious. Men and women would wear these like tight little bodysuits with a hood, typically. And like this was like a real like thing. There were judges that judged it. Like it was like we're fighting in this competition, and you really have to hate your significant other. Typically, the man had to fight with one arm, and he had to be in a 3-foot hole because they thought women were much weaker and disadvantaged if a man fought, using his whole body. Which, God, love that.
But that episode also had a little bit of like a sad history on there because we talked about coffin births.
Yes.
And which was honestly super interesting.
Super interesting, really sad.
Yeah. On the next episode was my personal favorite, probably, Unclaimed Boner,
Uh-huh.
where I brought to the table death erections for the first time.
Oh, baby.
That was like a medical episode, learning about the priapisms and learning
Yes.
all about the different ways that somebody can acquire a death boner.
Uh-huh. Who would have thought?
Yeah, we learned all about the ischemic priapisms in comparison to the non-ischemic priapisms and just all of the different ways that it can happen. Like you can get a death erection from a violent poisoning or gunshot to the head. And then also, that was the first time that we ever posted a penis because remember they had that guy's, the world's longest boner or longest standing erection, they called it at the museum. And it was like all gross. Nasty.
Nasty. We also talked about unclaimed bodies in that episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember watching the documentary that I based the episode on, and it just blew my mind. Like what they do with them. They cremate them,
Yeah,
bury them all in a hole. Crazy.
absolutely absurd. Wild, I would say.
Yes. Next, put on your skin knee jeans.
Necro pants, baby.
Necro pants. Those were disgusting.
We also had a picture of those. I guess we had our gross period because there was also, I believe, a penis picture with that one as well.
Hey, you know what?
It's science, babe. It's history.
It's science. It's history. Don't come for us.
Remember, they would like put the coin in the scrotum
Yeah, it was
pouch?
like a magic thing. Like only a wizard could do it, right?
Oh my God. And then this is another, I keep saying they're all my favorite. They are all my favorites. I fucking love them all. But Ghosted in Phasmoland.
Holy shit.
I talked about strange phobias that people have, but then Madison, you brought us on to the topic of ghost sex.
Spectrophilia.
What was that lady's name?
Amethyst Realm.
Yes, and we even had a special visit, I remember.
Play the clip.
Play the clip. Wait, oh my, he
Is
just
he
came
here?
in the
He's
room
here.
right now. Hold on.
Ray?
What do you have to say?
I think he's drunk. Ray, you have to
You can't
sober
say
up.
that. You can't say that on our show. Sorry,
we have to
Ray.
edit that. Bye, Ray. Spencer, do you remember this next one?
Oh, do I? Do you remember this one?
Yes, I do. Hell to Pay in Phila, PA. This is where we
No, this is where Madison. Madison.
fucked it up.
This is where Madison had a question about a state. We'll say that. Play the clip.
He was born in Phila, PA. I guess that's Philadelphia. He was born in Philadelphia.
No, sorry,
What?
I'm not letting you skip that.
What?
Phila, PA. Phila, PA.
That's what it says. What?
No, that's not how I do things. You can't say Phila, PA.
I think it's Philadelphia. I don't. All this is
Philadelphia,
Phila.
Pennsylvania.
Oh,
Philadelphia,
please.
Pennsylvania. No, we're not saying Phila,
All right,
PA.
Walter was born there. Walter was born there on April. Oh my God! If it isn't King Henry again.
That's right. Episode 21. Oh, bitch. Speaking of bloat.
What a little monster he is.
Oh, that was the first time I think you did like a deep dive into him, right?
Yes.
And I
He
talked
killed
about
all his wives.
all his wives. So we talked about the decomposition process, like how that goes on that episode too.
So important.
So important.
Seriously, it's like the baseline of a lot of our coffin spinners.
Absolutely. And then we have the emotional roller coaster as the next one, which, oh my God.
Oh my God. This one and then the one after it, it was Welcome to the Jungle and Pets Grieving in Pet Cemeteries. Those two episodes back to back, we probably had the most emotional response from
Yes.
the Geoffs and each other. I mean, God, we read those animal obituaries and cried.
And then the roller coaster one was where you talked about death with dignity.
Yes.
And I talked about the euthanasia roller coaster.
Yeah.
I mean, all of them very important, though. And just talking about learning. And that's the coolest thing about this show is that we're always learning something new every week.
Right.
And we're learning kind of alongside you guys as well. And I feel like the more we've done it, and obviously the more that people have listened, we've grown a listenership that has people working in all types of fields and all types of jobs and have personal experiences with these types of situations. And it's so cool because I feel like it was around that episode where I feel like we started getting a lot of emails and responses from people who work in those fields, and it was so cool to see.
Yes, I remember we got one from a vet and she wrote into us and was like, you know, I'm a listener. I love the show. I'm a veterinarian. I listened to the show and I was asked the other day by a patient if animals grieve. And she's like, I could confidently answer that question because of the Welcome to the Jungle episode.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh my God. I feel like I look at vets as like gods. I'm like, you guys are so incredible. I mean, what would we do without them?
It's just crazy hearing people, like, we're talking about these things that people study and it's their field of work, and they're like, oh, I learned something new.
Right.
But then on the other hand, we also get to learn so much from you guys as well, which is the fucking best.
Yes.
And then we had, oh my God, oh bitch, the legendary triple butter mushroom coffins.
Oh my gosh. The mushroom suits, the mushroom coffins. So wild.
Wild.
Never knew.
This was around the time that I was getting ready to move into Betty Bungalow.
Yes. Remember the whole debacle? I mean,
It was an ordeal, you guys.
we're manifestors. we manifested the fuck out of Betty Bungalow. We would sit there, talk about it like we were in the future. Remember we drove here?
I had come and seen the house and I was like, Madison, I need this house. And you were like, let's go buy it. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I just felt so, you're like, no, we have to go bury something in the yard. It's yours. And I was like, all right.
But hey, it all worked out and we love her so much.
We love Betty Bungalow. And then probably one of the first episodes that we recorded here was, oh, bitch, she's alive.
She's alive. Lazarus syndrome and skin shoes. What is you with the skin? You just eat necro pants, skin shoes.
That was my skin era.
You love it.
The skin shoes, and then you did people coming back from the dead.
Yeah, Lazarus syndrome.
Was that the one where the woman was in the morgue and they like went down there?
She woke up.
So crazy.
So crazy. The next one was smell the burn, corpse wax, and the smell of death.
Oh, that was a nasty episode.
Nasty. And we also, it was around Christmas time, and we talked about Victorian Christmas traditions. Remember the Snapdragon game?
No, I was just pissed. I'm like, why were they doing that?
Why?
We ended the year with Oh Bitch, What Are You Gonna Do About It? Where I talked about the prohibition of death, places where it's actually illegal to die.
Yes.
And you talked about the Ghana fantasy coffin.
Oh, yeah.
And then we had one of our most popular obituaries to date. A plus-size Jewish lady redneck died in El Paso on Saturday.
What a headline.
Of itself, hardly news or good news if you're the type that subscribes to the notion that anybody not named you dying in El Paso, Texas is good news. In which case, have I got news for you. The body, fertile, redheaded matriarch of a sprawling Jewish-Mexican redneck American family has kicked it. This was not good news to Renee Mandel Corin's many surviving children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, many of whom she even knew and in her own way loved. There will be much mourning in the many glamorous locales she went bankrupt in. McKeesport, Pennsylvania, Renee's birthplace, and where she first fell in love with ham and atheism.
Oh my God, I love her.
Fayetteville and Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, where Renee's dreams, credit rating, and marriages are all buried. And of course, Miami, Florida, where Renee's parents, uncles, aunts, and eternal hopes of all Miami Dolphin fans everywhere are all buried pretty deep. Renee was preceded in death by Dawn Shula. Because she was my mother, the death of Zaftig good time gal Renee Corin at the impossible old age of 84 is newsworthy to me, and I treat it with the same respect and reverence she had for, well, nothing. A more disrespectful, trash-reading, talking, and watching woman in North Carolina, Florida, or Texas was not to be found. Hers was an itinerant, much-lived life, a Yankee, Florida, liberal, Jewish tough gal who bowled him in Japan, rolled him in North Carolina, and was a singularly unique parent.
She's awesome.
She is. Often frustrated by the stifling conservative culture of the South, Renee turned her voracious mind to the home front, becoming a model stay-at-home parent, a super mom, really just the perfect PTA lady, volunteer, amateur baker, and just kidding, y'all. Renee, Rosie to her friends, and this was a broad who never met a stranger, worked double shifts with Doreen, ate a ton of carbs with Bernie, and could occasionally be stirred to stew some stuffed cabbage for the kids. She played cards like a shark, bowled and played cribbage like a pro, and laughed with the boys until the wee hours, long after the last pin dropped. At one point in the 1980s, Renee was the 11th or 12th ranked woman in cribbage in America, and while that could be a lie, it sounds great in print. She also told us she came up with the name for Sunoco, and I chose to believe this too. Yeah, Renee lied a lot. But on the plus side, Renee didn't cook, she didn't clean, and she was lousy with money too. Here's what Renee was great at. Dyeing her red roots, weekly manicures, dirty jokes, pier fishing, rolling joints, and buying dirty magazines. She said she read them for the articles, but filthy free speech was really Renee's thing. Hers was a bawdy, rowdy life, lived large, broke, and loud. We thought Renee could not be killed. God knows people tried a lot. And Renee has been toying with the idea of death for decades, but always beating it and running off in her silver Chevy Nova. COVID couldn't kill Renee. Neither could pneumonia twice.
Oh.
Infections, blood clots, bad feet, breast cancer twice, 2 mastectomies, 2 recessions, multiple bankruptcies, marriage to a philandering sergeant major, divorce in the 70s, 6 kids, 1 cesarean, a few abortions from the quietly famous abortionist of Spring Lake, North Carolina, or an affair with Larry King in the 60s. Renee was preceded in death by her ex-boyfriend Larry King. Renee was also sadly preceded in death by her beloved daughter Kathy Sue Corin, Lester Trammell Webster of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, who herself was preceded in death by 2 marriages, a fudge shop, and 1 eyeball lost in a near-fatal Pepsi bottle accident that will absolutely be explored in future obituaries.
I love her.
Losing her one-eyed, badass bitch of a daughter in 2007 devastated Renee. But it also made her quite homeless, since Kathy pretty much picked up the tab. A talented and gregarious grifter, Renee M. Corin eked out her final years of luxury. She literally retired at 62, under the care, compassion, checking accounts, and evidently unlimited patience of her favorite son and daughter-in-law, Michael and Lourdes Corin, of world-famous cow sanctuary, El Paso, Texas. Renee is also survived by her son, Jeffrey Corin, and his endlessly tolerant wife, Shirley, of Powell's Point, North Carolina. Scott Corin and what's left of his colon of Hampton, Virginia. Mark and Laura Corin, the loveliest dirt farmers of Vernon, Texas. Seriously, where is that? And her favorite son, the gay one who writes catty obituaries in his spare time, Andy Corin, of obviously New York City.
Oh, I love her. Our first episode of the new year was Get in the Boat, We're Going to Hell. And we fucked up the name so royally of that lady. So we talked about death, funeral superstitions, and famous people buried without body parts. And what was lady's name? Was like Karen or Sharon,
I
right?
don't remember right now, and that sucks because we're gonna get dragged for it again. But I remember it was like, I think it's pronounced Karen. I want to say that it is. And I think that was from ancient Greece or something, and they would put people in the boat with quarters over their eyes. I think that's why the episode's called Get in the Boat, We're Going to Hell. And like Karen was like the boat overseer or something.
Yes.
Next up, we had, oh bitch, I'd rather be cursed than broke. And that's when I talked about how to prep the bodies for the funerals. Do you remember?
Oh my God.
And then you taught us about how to memorialize somebody forever with a death mask.
So interesting.
I love it.
Then we had Order in the Court, and we talked about the coffin confessor, crime scene cleanup, and my favorite stories that you have ever told was Pope Formosus.
Should we just play the whole story?
Please. Yes.
Okay. I mean, it's no secret that there's been a lot of controversy when it comes to popes throughout history.
Uh-huh.
But
the recent thing that he said about not having kids, he can fuck off.
I don't think we can tell the Pope to fuck off.
Why not?
Okay. Yeah, fuck off. But anyways, yeah. So popes can be controversial. First, let's introduce the main character in our story. It's Pope Formosus.
Okay.
I'm just going to read this little excerpt. I know that I just was off the rails, but pay attention to this so that it makes sense.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
It's short. Quote, Pope Formosus spent his early days in the priesthood traveling through Bulgaria and France attempting to lead missions, but never found much success. He eventually became so disgraced that the papacy excommunicated him, stripping him of access to its resources and making him promise to remain in exile from Rome. So basically, they're like, get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he was excommunicated by Pope John VIII, who by accounts seems to be just as bad as King Henry VIII. And he was actually the first pope to be murdered by his own people.
Oh.
And it was kind of gruesome. They poisoned him, but then the poisoner, I guess, lost patience waiting for him to die. So he ended up bashing in John's head with a hammer.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. And after John's death, the papacy had such a high turnover rate that it's a wonder anyone wanted the job at all. Prior to the murder, Pope John VIII relented and allowed Pope Formosus back in. So Pope John VIII is the one who let Pope Formosus come back after he had been exiled. Because I guess he needed help with something with the Roman Empire. In the coming decades, Rome cycled through 3 more popes before Pope Formosus himself was unanimously elected into office in 891 AD. From what I gather, what's happening at the time is they were just constantly switching up popes, sometimes as frequently as every year. And at this time, because it was really political, when one pope went out, the new pope would come in and redact every single thing that they had implemented. And I was trying to compare it. I guess it would be kind of like if we changed presidents every single year and every time they came in, they like undid everything that the previous one had done, which we know kind of happens on some scale, but not as dramatic of a scale as it was happening back then. And obviously it's different. But, quote, changing popes during this period usually meant a complete redaction of the previous pope's edicts and strategies, and the newly elected Pope Formosus was highly distrustful of the current emperors of the Holy Roman Empire. And so, basically, Pope Formosus wanted to invade parts of Rome, but unfortunately the plan to invade Rome failed, and Pope Formosus died a few years after that. Despite his death, the many enemies that he had made in life sought retribution. So they were like, we know he's dead, but we still were affected by him, and we still feel like he's indebted to us somehow. And so a year after Pope Formosus died in 896, Pope Stephen VI had Pope Formosus' body pulled out of the ground. They dressed him up in papal vestments and placed him on a throne to stand trial.
What? Wait, was he dead?
Yes. So...
Wait.
So under Stephen VII's orders... This is a quote. The putrescent corpse, which had been lying in its tomb for 7 months...
I'm sorry, putrescent? Like putrid? Putrescent?
Yeah. Which had been lying in its tomb for 7 months, had been brought out and dressed in full pontifical vestments. Like, I think just like the garbs they would wear. The dead body was then propped up in a chair, and behind which stood a teenage deacon, quaking with fear, whose enviable responsibility was to defend Pope Formosus by speaking on his behalf. So they had this teenager standing behind this pope's corpse, defending him in a courtroom. They read the charges that Pope Formosus was accused of: perjury, coveting the papacy, and violating church canons when he was elected pope. The trial was completely dominated by Stephen VII, who overdrawed the assemblage in his frenzied tirades.
Bring this back.
I'm picturing this going down, and the whole thing's fucking crazy. The Pope ends up being found guilty. Pope Formosus.
Oh, what are they going to do? Kill him?
Listen, they found him guilty on all counts, the court.
Beheaded him.
No, they cut off 3 fingers from Pope Formosus' right hand, which had been used to give his papal blessings. So they hacked them off. They had the body stripped of the vestments and put him on cheap garments of a lay person and buried in a common grave.
Oh! Wait, was he rotting?
Yes, and this was all, it had been 7 months, and this was all because, I mean, a lot of it was because Stephen VII wanted revenge on him or whatever. It's all just super petty. It says Stephen VII's fanatical hatred of Pope Formosus, his eerie decision to convene the cadaver synod in the first place, his even eerier decision to have Formosus's corpse brought into court, his maniacal conduct during the grisly proceeding, and his barbaric sentence that the corpse be abused and humiliated make it difficult to disagree with the historians who say that Stephen VII was stark raving mad. So, I mean, essentially, it was just this man in power who was fucking crazy, who was like, we're going to put a corpse on trial. I forgot some of that.
I know.
That's crazy. All right, Geoffs, say cheese. This next one, I talked all about death photography, aka post-mortem photography.
Yes.
All the pictures were so crazy. Can we repost some of them?
Yes. So scary.
Scary hearing it was just more so interesting hearing the backstory. And there was that one, remember, where it was like this beautiful picture of a husband, wife, and their child, but it turns out that she had like shot her husband and the baby and herself. That was a crazy backstory, but then you lightened the mood for sure. You brought us back to life in that episode with those wakening tactics.
Yes, it was a buried alive coffin spinner, but the techniques to wake somebody up.
Remember the
dead
flag in the chest?
God, remember the nipple twister?
How could I forget?
Oh my gosh. Then we were doing the breast we can in episode 32. We went over famous wills, which I have to say, with all of this Marilyn Monroe dress debacle happening, you guys should go listen to her will and what was in her will and what happened. But then, Spencer, you just went off the rails and started talking about breastfeeding.
Post-mortem breastfeeding. I just remember that was one of those ones. And that's how I like to operate a lot. Is like, I'll have a question and I'm like, I mean, that's how coffin spinners really started. It was like, what weird shit we were Googling to find out in relation to death. And I had the question that week of, can somebody breastfeed after they die? Which
they can't.
Yeah, they can't because the ducts or whatever. But that was a very interesting journey, I'll say.
But it was a good one.
And it kind of brought us into the next one, Oh Bitch Give Me Brain, because that one I talked about maternal somatic support after brain death as well as posthumous sperm retrieval. And we learned about all those stories where, like, in Texas, I think it was, there was laws that, like, you had to keep the woman on life support even if she had already, even if she technically had passed away.
It was fucked up.
So that she would have to stay pregnant. Remember that guy had to fight with the courts to get her taken off life support?
Terrible.
Horrible. And then you talked about organ donation, which I feel like was also, we got a huge response.
Huge response. I mean...
And you've since become an organ donor.
Yes, I actually have to renew my license and get the, like, smart license thing. So I will absolutely be making sure it says organ donor.
Yes, we now know how important it is, and we also know that it's not very likely you'll be chosen anyways. Remember how hard it was?
You're like looking at me. For me. Sorry.
I'm not coming for you, not yet. We're only in the 30s right now.
Episode 34, A Little Arsenic Won't Hurt. We dove into poisons in a Victorian home, and we learned about how the wallpaper, the curtains, everything was poisonous. And then we talked about some long living humans.
Oh, yeah. That was like the longest people living ever and what they said. And I loved that some of them just kept it so real. Remember?
Can we play a clip of that woman who I just loved her nightly routine?
Yes, I know what you're talking about. We will start with the oldest verified living woman, and that was Ms. Jeanne Calment, who was born on February 21st of 1875 and passed away on August 4th of 1997. There's no need to grab a calculator, I'll tell you. Jean lived to be 122 years old.
Stop it right now.
Well, specifically 122 years and 164 days. The woman from France held several records throughout her life. In 1986, she became the oldest living person in France when she turned 111, but she was just getting started. She's like, no, I got at least another decade in me. In 1995, she became the oldest woman recorded in the Guinness Book of World Records. And then, of course, in 1997, when she passed at 122, her life came to an end, but she still to this day holds the record for being the world's longest living human. And it's crazy that it was in our lifetime.
That is crazy. I want to know her secret.
Oh, well, we'll get there.
Okay.
Oh, well, get this. First of all, she smoked until she was 117.
Oh, I love her.
Love her.
Just
Not a lot.
defying all the odds.
Just after meals, specifically after dinner, she would have her after dinner cigarette. I guess one of her ex-husbands or deceased husbands, she outlived them all, turned her on to smoking. And then, she just kept up with it. And she also had several injuries throughout her life, but nothing life-threatening, just a fracture here and there. She had a foot fracture when she was 100 years old, but healed really quickly and was completely fine a little bit later.
God love her.
Love her. Just a little more information on her. After her admission to the Maison du Lac nursing home in January of 1985, when she was 109, she initially followed a highly ritualized daily routine where every day she asked that they would wake her up at 6:45 a.m. She would start her day out with a prayer, just saying, thanks God for another day. Sometimes she could be overheard loudly asking the reason for her longevity, I guess, and why she was the only one alive in her family.
Oh.
This article says, seated on her armchair, she did gymnastics wearing her stereo headset. Her exercises included flexing and extending the hands, then the legs. Nurses noted that she moved faster than other residents who were 30 years younger, and her breakfast always consisted of coffee with milk and rusks.
Coffee with milk and what?
Rusks, it's like, sometimes it's called like twice baked bread.
Okay.
She washed her hair by herself. She would apply soap and olive oil and then powder to her face, hopefully without arsenic. She washed her own glass and cutlery before going to lunch. She loved braised beef, but was not a fan of boiled fish. She had dessert with every meal and said that given a choice, she would eat fried and spicy foods instead of the bland foods on the menu.
Yes.
She loved chocolate. She would have it all the time. And every time she finished a meal, she would have a Dunhill cigarette and drink a small amount of port wine.
Oh, this woman. I love her.
You'll love her even more after this. Every afternoon, she would take a nap for 2 hours in her armchair.
Okay,
and then
I
she'd
do
go
that.
pay some visits to the neighbors, talk about the latest news that she heard on the radio. And then again, she would have a late night meal, listen to some music, and smoke another cigarette, and then go to bed at 10 p.m.
I want her life.
She hit up Sunday church and just had a lot of questions, I guess, when she was living about the afterlife, which I would too. I mean, you had a lot of time to think about it.
Totally. She's got to have a sense of humor.
Totally. She died of unspecified causes on August 4th of 1997, around 10 o'clock in the morning. She had, I guess, been in pretty good health leading up to it, though she was almost blind and deaf as recently as a month before her death. But my favorite fact is that she fucking met Van Gogh in 1888 when he came and purchased pencils at her father's shop that she worked at.
Oh my God.
And she lived through the 90s. I was just like, that's so crazy
She lived
to me.
through every decade. That's
Everything.
incredible.
The Spanish flu, all the wars, she was living in France, but just so much crazy shit.
Oh,
insane.
My gosh. I want to live like her.
Who doesn't? Everyone should live like her. Bitch, go out with a bang. We talked about spontaneous human combustion.
We sure fucking did. That woman.
We got in trouble, I think, on that one because we laughed a little too much.
Okay.
But you know what? It's one of those things where if you can't laugh, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Listen, we know, and we always try and be very respectful on this show. I know you guys know that. But sometimes you just have to laugh at how ridiculous a situation is.
Just what the human body can do.
Yeah.
I think about that with why do we laugh? What is this noise coming out of us? Truly, if you were an alien coming down from outer space and you just saw people
crazy.
they'd probably be scared.
Oh my God, they probably would. This next one got kind of wild because this was, oh bitch, I will love you till the end of time. You talked about necrophilia.
Oh, baby, that was wild.
And that lady, do you remember?
Oh my God, disgusting woman.
And how nonchalant she was just talking about it. Play a little bit from that.
Yeah. My last story, I didn't want to leave the girls out of it. So quickly, we have Karen Greenlee. She was a 23-year-old apprentice embalmer at the Memorial Lawn Mortuary in Sacramento, California. She's also known as a self-proclaimed morgue rat. So on December 17th, 1979, she was driving a hearse with the body ready for a funeral in it. Instead of taking it to the funeral, she actually ended up kidnapping it for a few days. She was eventually caught after a few days, but necrophilia wasn't illegal in California at the time. She did, though, try to take her own life by overdosing on codeine and Tylenol. And she left a 4-page confession letter that she stuck in the casket of the 33-year-old man who she stole. She had her stomach pumped and made a full recovery. But authorities had already read her letter. And I literally can't go into all the details because she's fucking sick. And like, just dude, everything I read, just like, all right, you know what? I'll just do it. Some quotes from her. She did an interview. And some things that she said were, quote, "When you're on top of a body, it tends to purge blood out of its mouth while you're making passionate love." You'd have to be there, I guess. She then says, quote, "I find the odor of death very erotic. There are death odors and there are death odors. Now you get your body that's been floating in the bay for 2 weeks or a burn victim. That doesn't attract me much. But a freshly embalmed corpse is something else."
So that's what does it for her.
That's what does it for her. She also goes on and says that she was attracted to dead things her whole life, and she's just going to accept herself the way she is. And the letter,
It was like a suicide note?
it was like a suicide note / confession, and she, I guess, had intercourse with over 40 dead bodies.
Oh my God, over 40?
And that she was caught once before by another embalmer.
God, imagine that. Imagine walking in on that. You'd be like, what the fuck?
I know. And apparently she changed her name and like moved away, but disgusting. Sorry. Don't like it. Bye.
Gross. You gotta be real fucked up to fuck that.
Yeah.
I mean, if she came across an instance of death erection, it would probably blow her mind.
Oh, she talks about that, how one of her colleagues, they would inject something into a corpse's wiener that would give it like a boner, like a fluid.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And she loved it.
Loved it.
Oh, I just cannot imagine.
I cannot imagine, but I also learned in that episode about sin eaters from you.
Oh, yeah, baby. We learned all about the sin eaters, and that was wild.
That was wild. Matchmaker, make me a match. We talked all about the life of an executioner, but also about the tragic story of Fossey Jaw.
Okay, well, first of all, executioners.
What a life they had to live.
What a life living on like the outskirts of town. I still want a movie about that.
Me too. Remember? I know. And just kind of how you were, if you were born into it, you were kind of stuck in it.
Oh, I think about that all the time. And I think about like the ear thing.
They would chop your ear so like people would know. And like you were looked at as like a hero sometimes. And then most of the time you were like some demonic, gross thing.
Ugh, well, Fossey Jaw also just blew my mind. And I feel like that was one of the first stories where we really looked at how factory workers were treated during that time.
Well, wait, I talked about the radium girls, I believe, in the episode where we talked about the Victorian poisons.
Yes.
And how they would just glow.
Oh, that's right. And then Fossey Jaw were the matchmaker girls.
Just wild.
Ugh.
And terrible.
My jaw hurts just thinking about it.
I know.
Freaky. And then Oh Bitch Not a Witch was so crazy hearing about just the ways that they would bury women that they thought were witches I see that picture all the time. People send us of like a little cage over the graves.
Or we've had people, like if we have posted something like a dumb criminal or somebody just awful, we've gotten like, oh, she needs a brick in her mouth.
Yeah. Oh my God. I didn't even remember the bricks in the mouth. That was crazy.
You talked about Carew.
Ugh, it gives me like chills down my spine. That was the one where people would get this disease called Carew from eating their deceased loved ones' brains, which were considered a delicacy. That was wild.
And then not be hit with the illness of Carew until 50 years later or whatever.
Oh my God, that's
it
right.
Would lay dormant.
The incubation period for the virus was like upwards of 50 years. So like you could get it if you ate somebody's brain when you were a child taking part in this tradition. When you were 5, you could be 65 and then all of a sudden start displaying symptoms.
Didn't have a lot to do with like sometimes they would die laughing. Like uncontrollable laughter.
Yeah, I think that was one of like the symptoms of it, is it would cause like uncontrollable laughter. But then the next episode was one that, it was just so sad, where we talked about, do you remember where? Senicide or Senicide.
Sad. Just leaving.
We
grandma?
lost it though. The idea of just leaving
Should
your
we play
grandma.
it?
Yeah, let's play a clip from that one.
I don't like this.
Japan has its own custom known as yubasut, where I guess elderly relatives would be carried to a mountain or somewhere that was just in the absolute middle of nowhere, and then they would be left there to die. They would just leave them there to starve to death.
Okay.
I'm like, what? Like, there was actually a novel written about this. Written in 1956 by Shishiro Fukuzawa called The Ballad of Noriyama. And it talked about this, but yeah, I guess they would literally just drive them out to the middle of nowhere, like on a mountainside or something, and be like, all right.
Would they have, I guess maybe they'd have like a spiritual experience.
Something. An article from straightdope.com says that Senicide was common among the Inuit in northern Alaska and Greenland. Where it was practiced, Senicide was rare except during famines. As long as there was enough food to go around, everyone got their share, including the relatively unproductive. Given that the usual diet consisted of fairly dependable catches of caribou, fish, and sea mammals, many years could pass between episodes of scarcity. Considering the dangers of hunting, the old and infirm, who weren't expected to hunt, could outlive a hunter in his prime. On the other hand, when food did run short, the old and the sick were looked upon as drains on the community's resources. So sometimes they were killed by being either thrown into the sea, buried alive, locked out in the cold, or starved to death. Far more commonly, they were simply abandoned to die. The victim might be taken out to the wilderness and left there, or the whole village might pick up and move away while the old person slept.
What? It's like, you know, on that movie It Takes Two, when they pull the mattress out to the lake and she wakes up and she's like, what the fuck?
Oh, the Parent Trap.
Parent Trap.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just speechless.
Because it's insane. If the villagers were unexpectedly restored to prosperity, they might go back to rescue those left behind. An abandoned person would also be welcomed back as a full member of the community if he or she could manage to make their way back to the village on their own, but usually they couldn't. It's
sick.
So fucked up.
It's fucked up. Oh my gosh. Remember Gorgeous, Gorgeous Girls self-mummify?
Oh, baby. Yes, they do.
We talked all about self-mummification, and then you took us on a little fashion journey about some deadly garments.
Do you remember that one where she was like walking on a bridge or something
and
in
just
one
fell
of those
over?
skirts? It just fell over the side of it.
God.
Oh my God. We also got a learning lesson from that one too, because we talked about the deadliness of corsets, and then people were like, hold up, there's a lot of misconceptions out there. So we corrected it in a different episode. I don't remember which one. But then we did Bitch, Send in the Clowns, where I finally got to bring up on our show funeral clowns, which I had talked about on Patreon like a year before. I couldn't wait.
I loved the story of that day for that specific clown. What was that day called?
Yeah, the first Sunday in February at that church, every year they do the funeral for the Grimaldi service.
Yes, and everybody dresses as a clown, and all the clowns come and sit and hold a memorial.
God, I forget about these things. I'm like, wait, I want us to go next February for
know.
that. That would be so much fun.
Down the Hatch You Go was episode 42, and we learned, holy shit, about an oubliette.
And then you talked about some of the craziest things that people have been buried with.
I will never forget the socialite that was buried in an Italian lace nightgown in her car.
Was it a Ferrari or a Lamborghini? It was one of those two. It might have been a Ferrari.
Sandra West. She was buried wearing a white nightgown, and she was reclining in her powder blue 1964 Ferrari.
Yes.
And she's still sitting there. The radio was playing her favorite station, and her grave was it was 17 feet long, and the hole was 19 feet deep to fit her Ferrari.
That's right. I loved that episode. But I remember it was like we had shortly before that we had been talking about like water cremations and mushroom coffins and all of the ethical green ways to get buried.
Oh, please, we're doing this.
Put us in the Ferrari.
Yep.
I love it. And then give it to me.
A gibbet I will never forget.
Oh, gibbeting. Imagine you just look outside your window and someone is just being tortured by sitting in a cage. Horrific. And then you talked about dinner parties to die for.
Yes. Do you remember the insane? His name was Elagabalus or something. He was a Roman emperor, and he had the crazy ass, like lavish dinner party
like
banquet.
The hell dinners, right?
Yes. So
he was like the OG Dennis the Menace, where he would like prank people. Remember he put fake food under the things?
Yes, or
on
just
the
give people pictures of food, and then he released the wild animals. But the Roman Emperor Domitian was the one who had like the black banquet and like freaked everybody out.
Hell banquet.
The hell banquet.
That's what it was.
Yes, and he sent everybody home with, like, everything was black. They had their own tombstones. It was just crazy. We cannot forget Drill Me Already.
Oh, baby, when you talked about trepanation and that lady.
That fucking lady with her pigeon lover.
Oh my God, we found out about that one afterwards, remember? That she secretly had a pigeon lover.
Yes, and then you scared us to death with your body brokers and the horrific stories of these facilities.
That was crazy.
Absolutely
Isn't
terrible.
it weird? It's like when you hear a song for the first time and you remember where you were or whatever. I remember when we recorded that episode, I remember I was at my sister's house because that was one of the ones we Zoomed.
Yes.
When we're talking about this, I get random flashes to like where we were when this happened. It's kind of fun.
Yep.
And then we had, oh my God, Botched.
Oh my God.
Where I talked about botched embalmings, and then you, oh my God, you talked about the execution fails.
Oh my gosh. I remember the beheadings, and it was some queen. No, it was Mary of Scots or something. They had to do like 3 or 4 swings, like wax.
Oh my God, it wouldn't come off.
They called it like a gizzard or a grizzle.
I don't want to hear about it.
Not the grizzle.
And then we got a little easy breezy the next week with our easy breezy beautiful cemetery girls, where you talked about the symbols found on the headstones.
Oh my gosh, we had a big response from that. People were doing it. They were going and exploring their local cemeteries.
Yes.
And then you talked about posthumous marriage.
Oh, marrying the dead ones. Okay, you know what I just thought of actually while we're talking about cemetery symbols? The Grave in the Middle of the Road. When was that episode?
That was on the obituary one.
Oh, it was. I think I just got too distracted with the obituary.
I
on
know.
that
We didn't
one.
even talk about, you talked about the grave in the middle of the road. I talked about rent a grave, or like cemeteries, renting cemetery plots, and what happens when a cemetery is out of commission.
Oh, that was so interesting. Mm-hmm. And that's also something that, like, when I drive past cemeteries now, I'm always like, I wonder if they're full or if they're like active or inactive or whatever.
Right.
So crazy. And then Mummy Dearest was another one of my favorites because you came back after the self-mummification episode. And in this episode, you did mummy unwrapping parties.
Those goddamn Victorians again, unwrapping. And then you talked about world records.
Yes. And oh my God, that was the one where the woman threw the bucket of urine at her neighbor, remember? Because he was like letting his chickens poop on her lawn or something. And then hotel lobby. That's when I was in Chicago and I talked all about what they do when somebody dies in a hotel room.
Oh my God, crazy. And then a Viking funeral.
Where we learned the truth about Viking funerals.
Yeah, we weren't impressed.
We weren't impressed. That was a big learning lesson for all of us.
Okay, but can we talk about Eat It Up? Because we still get pictures of funeral potatoes.
Oh, every single day I've gotten people sending me pictures of them making funeral potatoes. Like, this is what's fucking up.
Mm-hmm. We wouldn't steer you wrong. It's fucking bomb.
I need to make those again.
That would be good right now.
Oh, I wish I had some funeral potatoes, baby.
Me too. And then we went into ironic deaths. Remember the guy was killed by the eagle dropping the turtle on his head?
How could I forget, Madison? And well, I was actually just telling you on the cult leader that goes out next week, I talked about this guy named Jack Coe. Who was a faith healer, and he was actually arrested in the 50s for practicing medicine without a license because he encouraged these parents of this child to remove his braces because he had polio, and the kid ended up going into severe pain because of this. But the faith healer, Jack Coe, was like, oh no, I've healed him. And so the parents ended up filing charges or something against him. Well, a couple months later, Jack Coe, the preacher who said that he cured polio from the boy, got polio himself and died. Ironic, babe. And then we're almost caught up here. We have Oh Bitch, Third Time's a Charm, where we got together for our 50th episode and we did lobotomies together.
Oh my gosh. What? It's just sick.
Oh, the whole thing is sick. We don't need to play a clip because you guys just heard it probably.
Yes.
But the Rosemary Kennedy story, I will never stop thinking about her.
We'll never forget about her.
Or the woman that got 3 lobotomies.
Oh my God, went back
for more. Go back for seconds, never for thirds.
Never for thirds. And then our most recent one was Exhume Me. We talked about missing persons, Famadiana, the skull burials. Just incredible. Incredible that there are so many different traditions.
God, that was so much fun to look back at.
So fun to look back at, and I'm proud of us.
Proud of us, proud of you guys, and thanks for hanging with us every single week. It's something that we are so constantly excited and enthusiastic and happy and just so thrilled to do, and we're so thrilled to have you guys with us.
Yes. You guys are the absolute best.
Yes.
I have always said this, but I feel like you guys just fucking get it. And we hope that you guys keep listening.
For 52 more coffin spinners.
52 more obituaries.
And 52 more dumb
ass
criminals. We fucking love you guys.
Fucking love you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.